Okay, hey, it's Rossstar, and I'm here with David, representing the Arizona Ghostbusters.
Correct.
And today you're going to give us a little tour of your setup here in the Sony lot. I think we just got here, but from what we've seen, this is the best so far.
They had us come out about 7 o'clock this morning and put all of this up. And they're like, yeah, we need it done by 10. Like, well, what does it start? 12. It's like, all right. We came out. We're a 501c nonprofit from Arizona. We use the Ghostbusters license to help raise awareness for different charity organizations and just different charity events in general. Like sometimes we do like slime making with the kids. Other times we'll show up with slime, sell them for $1, and all the money goes to whatever charity we're working with at the time.
So you said you joined 3 years ago, and this has been around for 12 years?
Yeah, since about 2007 we started.
How do you find out about this? Like, how does one, if they live in Arizona, become a Ghostbuster?
Oh, you can look us up on Instagram or Facebook. I went down to Tucson Con in a different cosplay, and I've always loved Ghostbusters. So it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, can I get some more information? It's like, well, we mostly do charity work. And I'm like, I want to do charity work. And it's like being heavily tattooed, people are like, oh, you want to do charity work? So it's like, I put on the uniform, everybody wants to come up and see me. So
I could still see some tattoos, but we haven't seen you topless yet. There might be a whole lot more to scare us away.
I'm gonna save that for the after party.
Yeah, that's the YouTube interview, the red band one. So if you don't mind giving us a little tour, and Steve will follow us around. This is like really detailed. This is not just like a Ghostbusters logo or something.
Well, it's like we lucked out. There was an electronics store went out of business, and they were just kind of selling all their stuff off, like $100 at the door, take what you want. And we told them what we were doing with all the equipment, and they're like, the next day they called us up. It's like, hey, just come and take what you guys need. We love what you guys do. So we have all different types of oscilloscopes and tube testers and just everything.
How the heck do you get the image on the screen like that? It's just like blowing my mind.
Well, we have a DVD player sneakily hidden up here.
So it's just a DVD, a video. It looks so great.
Yeah, it's one of the other teams. Actually filmed the Terror Dog head, and we just did a little editing on it. And we have it for just a photo op. We throw the colander on.
You got Lewis's helmet.
Yeah. It's the Yes Have Some scene. Throw that on, take a picture.
Let's continue on here.
And we just have pegboard here. It's been slowly, one by one, everything's flying off. We have a couple different little hidden references to other lovely 80s films.
There we go. I see Beetlejuice.
Flux capacitor there.
Did you come up with any of this yourself, or is it a team effort? You all sit around and decide what's going to go on the wall, what you're going to put on the.
It's a team effort.
Appliances.
And that's like other teams. Like, hey, we recently got a bunch of these flyers. Hey, you guys want a couple of the images? And they'll send it over to us. And when we find stuff they don't have, we're like, hey, man, since you gave us that.
Let's talk about the game here. This is a really cool setup. This is not like the Arcade 1-Up company or anything sent you this. You made this.
Yeah, this was a weekend project. This is literally made out of stuff I just had sitting around my house. And I can actually scoot this forward for you and show you the guts.
Oh, okay.
It's all modular, so it runs off just a Raspberry Pi 3. It's all emulation.
It's amazing.
I mean, when you're not a Ghostbuster, I'm assuming you work with computers, yes? To be able to do all this. Or mechanics.
This is all just hobby stuff.
Wow.
I love tinkering.
For a hobby, that's so cool.
Yeah. I just love tinkering, and a few years ago I got really bored and started teaching myself electrical engineering.
Sure.
You want to know how to make a button work, and it's great to know that little bit of knowledge.
So this is the actual Nintendo game, but it looks like it's an arcade console?
It's running a Raspberry Pi, which runs RetroPie, so it runs all different types of emulations. So I can actually back out of this.
I don't know if you can
Take a second.
Camera, though, but...
It's a little, it's a little.
Really, yeah.
But I have the arcade version. I have the Game Boy version.
Wow.
Game Boy Advance version, the Mega Drive, and then the NES. I have the Ghostbusters 2, the American release, and then the ROM for the new Ghostbusters, which is the better of the two.
Yeah.
It's like the Game Boy game. You pick your favorite Ghostbusters, one zaps, one traps. That's what's going to load up here and start showing up any second.
I mean, are you the only state that has this for the Ghostbusters, their own game?
A few people have it. There's a few people just they stuck like a GameCube in there and just have the Extreme Ghostbuster game playing.
Wow.
A few people actually have the real arcade cabinet. They went out and bought it and updated it.
I'm learning so much today. It's actually really interesting to me, especially because it's a hobby and this is like something that people do for careers, and this is something you did because you were bored.
I know people are like, oh, you should start making these and selling them. It's like I just wanted to have fun, and this way, like kids walk up like, ooh, video games, and their parents should come up and they find more information about our group or like whatever charities and stuff we're working with.
Oh, man, let's go on over here.
Yeah, we gotta do this.
You got a handbook for the deceased. Wrong movie, but still an awesome book.
Yeah,
Well, here's the thing. People ask us, it's like, well, what's in it? It's like, well, we don't know because we're not deceased.
That's true. Okay, this is something you got to show everybody at home. This is
the classic containment unit. That's we're still working on a few other little things. We want to do the whole shutdown sequence where it starts making the alarm sounds and have a fog machine connected to it. That's all in the works. Right now, go ahead and open it up. So usually we have a little video of ghosts floating around in there. The kids open it up like, ooh, ghosts, and just gives them that like happy feeling. And it's like it goes through the sound sequences.
again something you created just out of boredom.
Yeah. Because we wanted to.
I need some new hobbies.
Instead of just a stagnant prop. Like I said, kids can walk out, press all the buttons, they can hit all the switches, do all the. It's something to interact with. Is that there are a few other teams in other states that have the props and like these are our toys and there's like a rope around it. Please do not touch. And
I have an idea, and I don't know if this has been done, so I'm going to give you my idea first, because we haven't interviewed anyone else today. So if anyone watches this, I'm going to let you get first dibs. Has anybody ever made like for Halloween like a walkthrough maze, like a haunted attraction, but just Ghostbusters themed?
I know a few people did that and they kind of just like hung Ghostbusters stuff. But like I do want to make like a little bit more of an interactive one.
Oh, you
like,
agree with me? That'd be amazing. Like something that like they would do in a real studio, but you can do it in Arizona.
Yeah, it's a little bit more to like kind of attract people to it.
Yeah.
Like that's
So
the whole thing is
half-assed
just
done.
yeah. Because like I said, few people do like haunted mazes and they have the guy stand there in the Ghostbuster uniform, like, oh, it's safe. Oh no, there's ghosts.
I mean, everything is like this wall, but a whole maze.
Yeah.
So that's something you'd want to. So I didn't give you this idea. You've had it.
Yeah, I have a million things planned out.
That's cool.
And it's like the arcade cabinet. It's not until I sit down and put everything together that really do it.
All right, final wall, and then we'll let you go.
I definitely like that.
Yeah, you know, I told people about that drink for years and years. And then when it came back, I'm like, this is way too sugary for me. I had like 5 of them, and that was done.
A few exclusive video clips here.
Are those actually it's in the movie, like on the wall?
No, this is just like little like secret things we hide.
Oh,
So
okay.
people like when they walk through, they actually see, and it's like, wait a second.
You made that part up. That's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm trying to see how detailed everything is to the movie. I mean, so there's just tons and tons of extra stuff you got stacked on each other.
And like I said, all this stuff works. So occasionally we'll plug things in. The kids will come in, they'll hit every
Even
knob
the ghost trappers are lit.
Yeah. We actually made this one for the Maddie trap that came out a few years ago, so it actually drops the cartridge into there. You can go through the whole cycle.
Wow.
So.
And then last but not least, we've got a life-size, well, more than life-size,
Vigo the Carpathian.
not a painting, but what do you would call this? A poster? A large poster?
Yeah, it's printed on vinyl, so it's a little bit tougher than the average canvas painting.
Yeah.
That's the other side. We actually have the painting from the end of the movie. There's occasionally, once in a while, we do the screenings, and that's at the end. As they're in there watching, we go ahead and flip it around. So people are like, whoa, wait a second, this wasn't out here a second ago. It's like, yeah, you guys didn't see the movie?
Oh, we gotta check that out. What's going on down there? Oh, you're looking at all kinds of costumes too.
That's actually another member of our team. He has a few of them. He does an Elvis Buster. He literally came up with that one 2 days before coming out here.
Sweet. So before we let you go, my man, tell us all the websites we can go to check out the Arizona Ghostbusters.
Oh, you can find us on Facebook, just Arizona Ghostbusters. On Instagram, AZ_Ghostbusters. Just our regular website, ArizonaGhostbusters.com.
Cool, man. My final question: favorite Ghostbuster? Abby, Erin, Jill, or Patty?
I have not watched the reboot, and I'm sorry, I cannot pull myself to see it. I just can't.
For the real Ghostbusters, favorite one?
Egon.
Good man. Thanks for talking to us.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming out.
Have a good day.